Howdy folks, this is Archer's Paradox. Good Tuesday afternoon to you. It's been a while since I've done one of these Hunters R videos. As some of you may know, I've done several the second week in January of this year earlier. And what's compelled me to do this video is that one of my gal friends on Facebook shared an NWTF video, National Wild Turkey Federation video, which was a very compelling video. It showed the essentially the encroachment of civilization upon our wildlife's habitat. So I started thinking about, well, I don't want to kind of steal the thunder from that video, but I did want to touch upon what I see locally on the state and local level as far as here in Ohio. So I started thinking about some of the farms that I hunt on. I've had the privilege of hunting on 6 different farms, whether I groundhog hunt or deer hunt. And one of those farms I've been on for probably about 6 years now. The farmer's name is Lee. He's a very, very kind gentleman farmer. He comes from many generations of farmers. One day when I first went out there, I noticed a sign at the front of his drive and also down by his house. And the sign, if I get that in focus or not, you can read that sign. I circled it in yellow. It is the Ohio Preserved Farmland. So I got on the website today at work at lunch, and I'm just going to read a little bit from the website. I printed out a couple pages, and then we'll get into a little chat discussion here. So this is from the Ohio Department of Agriculture Farmland Preservation. By the way, I am doing this video in honor, today is the National Agricultural Day in honor of our farmers across this great land. So anyways, the Farmland Preservation, Ohio Department of Agriculture. Land is one of the most valuable resources within the agriculture sector. In order to maintain Ohio's land-based industry and all its related benefits, the Office of Farmland Preservation educates the public about the importance of saving this precious resource. The office also assists farmers and local officials with their farmland protection efforts and hosts an annual Farmland Preservation Summit. Excuse me. So I kind of highlighted some of the facts out of the website. This is from Ohio Farmland Preservation, assuring a strong agricultural future. Reynoldsburg, Ohio, July 22nd, 2013. Agriculture is a land-based industry, and farmland preservation is a key component of the Ohio Department of Agriculture's work to maintain the state's farming heritage while positioning Ohio for agricultural growth. Food and agriculture together constitutes the state's largest industry, contributing more than $107 billion annually to the state's economy and providing jobs to 1 in 7 Ohioans. The department's Office of Farmland Preservation assists farmers, landowners, and local communities with their farmland preservation efforts. Between 1950 and 2000, Ohio lost more than 6.9 million acres of farmland, representing nearly 1/4 of Ohio's land. Ohio is losing farmland at a much faster rate than other states. It ranks second in the nation for prime agricultural land converted to developed land, but only 31st in the nation for numeric population growth. Now that's pretty astonishing. I did the simple math. 50 years is equivalent to 18,250 days, and if you divide 6.9 million acres into that, you get approximately 378 acres a day, which is staggering. I mean, you think about it, most of the farms that I hunt on here in the Midwest and Ohio, and I'm sure a lot of you folks, across the Midwest, compared to some of the western states, we don't have as big a property or parcels to hunt. But 370 acres is a fairly sizable farm around these parts, So that's pretty major. That's per day. Let's see. The department works to provide tools to farmers who want to preserve their land for future generations. The easement programs within the department have preserved more than 220 farms, totaling more than 50,000 acres since 1999. These voluntary legal agreements among the landowner, the local community, and the state ensure that the farmland remains in agricultural use forever. Forever is key. I have a little story to tell you all a little bit. Under an under an agricultural easement, the land itself stays under private ownership, but the easement prohibits any future non-agricultural development by landowners. Now, I'm going to name some programs to protect the farmland, but I won't go into details. Y'all can just get on the Ohio's Department of Agriculture website and read about the programs. One program is called the Clean Ohio Local Agricultural Easement Purchase Program, or LAEPP. Another program is the Ohio Agricultural Easement Donation Program. Another program is titled Agricultural Security Area. And the last program is called Ohio Century Farm Program. Okay, so getting back to the one farmer that I've been hunting on for the last 6 years. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I had noticed one of the signs, actually two of the signs that Lee had posted on his property. And so one day I asked Lee, I said, "Hey man, what's that? What are these signs and what do they signify?" And Lee is he's probably in his mid-70s now, and believe it or not, this farm is the third generation. He is the third generation farmer in his family, and you know, that may not seem that rare, but anymore it's hard to find third and fourth generation farmers, you know, to folks that have derived their sole income strictly from farming and agriculture. So I started talking more with Lee about why he enrolled his farm in this program. And it pretty much comes back to the roots of farmers in general. If you all know any farmers, you know they're good working, loving people, God-fearing people that you know they derive their pleasure from growing crops, and either growing crops or raising livestock as a viable means, a source of income. And I called Lee up today on my lunch break, and I hadn't talked to Lee since last fall when I was hunting on one of his farms. You know, I asked him, I said, "Hey Lee, I'm going to do a video tonight on my YouTube channel. I want to pick your brain a little bit about, you know, why you think it's so important to enroll your farm in this program." And he essentially said that he has seen too many of his neighbor farmers sell out. Okay, sell out to either big companies or to land developers to turn their farms into subdivisions. And in his farming heart, he doesn't think that's right, you know. And you know, to the defense of some of those farmers, you know, maybe because of financial reasons they had to sell out. But Lee pretty much countered, said, "Well, you know what? If they're a farmer worth their weight, you know, they should be able to manage, you know, how they do their farming and whatnot." So I won't get into, you know, into that debate on this video, but it is a point to consider. One interesting story that Lee told me that he never told me about before is that I work in Columbus, Ohio. Specifically, I work in the New Albany area, and some of you Central Ohioans are familiar with the area. Well, there is a certain billionaire person, okay, I'm not going to name their name, who had owned a huge company on the east side of Columbus, specifically in the Reynoldsburg area. Well, this is kind of a cool story. The Lee was telling me that this widow's farmer, this older lady, okay, she had enrolled her farm in this program years ago, just before Lee did, and he knew her. Well, she had just passed away. Right now, that billionaire is trying to acquire her farm because it's supposedly in prime real estate. You know, he doesn't know how much they're trying to get the farm for, but he knows it's probably in the millions of dollars. And because her farm was enrolled in this program before her passing, it is protected from any corporation legally to be acquired. And I think that is so awesome. You know, if you think about it, you know, and I'm not against technology and whatnot and growth, but there has to come a point in time to stop. You know, there has to be a balance, just like in life. You know, everything in life is moderation. You know, you can go to one extreme or the other, but everybody needs to find a balance. And especially as hunters, you know, we need to find that balance, and we need to go out, similar to what the NWTF video was talking about. You know, the whole crux of this video is essentially preserving our habitat for our wildlife and to ensure that our future generations have wildlife to hunt and pursue and enjoy the outdoors. So I essentially covered why we should care, okay? We all have a vested interest in this, not just for ourselves personally, but also for our families and more importantly for our children and their grandchildren. It's just very important. So I want all y'all to, after I get done with this video, I'm going to post it on Facebook, and if you would, you could share this if you like, and more importantly, I'd like to open up table a discussion. You know, I have a lot of Facebook friends that are hunters and folks that are across this great land, across the United States, and just, you know, maybe comment, tell me where you're from, and if you know if your state has any programs that are similar to Ohio, where you know they can enroll farmers to enroll in such a program to help preserve their land. So, in closing, this is Archer's Paradox. I'm happy to do some more Hunters Art videos. I hope to bring some more. Anyways, this is Archer's Paradox, signing off.